Hello everyone. Today I would like to deal with the lesson Two Dear. The lesson Two Dear, it is written by Count Leo Tolstoy, one of the great writers. He is a Russian writer, a social thinker, and moreover, Tolstoy's doctrine of social reform is one of literary rather than of strictly sociological and logical order. And this Count Leo Tolstoy, he is complicated and contradictory persona. Moreover, the basic principle as represented in his works as social reformer, those are law, money, and property. See, Count Leo Tolstoy as a social reformer, the basic principles as represented in his works, those are law, money, and property. And he has written so many stories. In those stories or novels or essays, he has mentioned these three principles, those are law, money, and property. According to Count Leo Tolstoy, law is recognized by him only when it is written in the hearts of men, not in the books. It is all about the law, or else we can say that the as recognized by Count Leo Tolstoy. So law is recognized by Count Leo Tolstoy only when it is written in the hearts of men, not in the books. And rejecting written law and accepting divine law as recommended by Christ, he emphasizes the teaching of non-resistance. And it means that the Count Leo Tolstoy, he emphasizes on the teaching of non-resistance, and he focuses on law which are written in the hearts of men. And another aspect, another principle, that is money. Money, according to Tolstoy's opinion, according to Tolstoy or in Tolstoy's opinion, it is a medium of oppression and enslavement of men. It is a medium of oppression and enslavement of men, not a medium of exchange as chromatistics teaches us. He doesn't take in consideration. He doesn't take it into consideration those innumerable advantages where a circulating medium renders to the commercial world. And according to Count Leo Tolstoy, the money is medium of oppression and enslavement of men, but not a medium of exchange. Okay, and next one, he repudiate or refuse or deny the theory that in all the products only productivity only three factors take part. First one, land, capital, and labor. And in the story Two Dear, we have all this, that is law, and it is about money, and there is something about property. So it is all about the story written by Count Leo Tolstoy, which we are going to learn. He discusses here that Count Leo Tolstoy consulting controversies on the catalactic theory of money contains nothing fundamentally new in the category of economics, but the manner in the category of economics is odd in which he coaches the notion of capital, labor, and distribution of wealth. Here we must focus on what is law according to Count Leo Tolstoy, and what is money, and moreover what is property. These are the things must be known before we enter the lesson. And he has written so many short stories. Example, Albert, Ivan the Fool, Master, and Man. And he has written great or his masterpiece or magnum opus, that is Anna Karenina and War and Peace. These are his masterpiece. And another novel, that is Resurrection. These are the works written by Count Leo Tolstoy. Here we have a story that is about modern governance in Monaco. As I have told you, Count Leo Tolstoy is a Russian writer. He has written some novels, fiction, short stories, and essays too. And his great works are War and Peace and Anna Karenina. In the story, see, today he focuses on the modern governance or loopholes of governance, we can say. The story, it is published in the year 1897, and in the story, he mentions the kingdom of Monaco. And the location of this story, it is Monaco. The Monaco, kingdom of Monaco, it lies on the borders, on the shore of the Mediterranean Sea, near the borders of France and Italy. And there in the Monaco, there were only 7,000 inhabitants or civilians. And that Monaco, it was a small country town. We can say it was a small country town. The entire nation itself, it had only 7,000 inhabitants, and it was like just like a small country town. So to rule that Monaco, there was a king whom we call kinglet, because a kinglet means a king ruling an unimportant state. So as it was a small state, there was a king who is called kinglet in the story. So here we can say that the Monaco lies on the borders of Italy and France and on the shore of Mediterranean Sea, and there lies a little tiny kingdom which has 7,000 inhabitants. And moreover, one thing we have to focus, it is just like a small country town. But to rule this small country town, there was a king whom we call the kinglet. That kinglet had a palace and courtiers, ministers and bishops and generals and an army. So whatever the kings used to have in bigger kingdoms. So here this kinglet too has these courtiers, and he had a palace, ministers, bishop and generals, and he too had an army to protect his country or state. He had an army, this little kingdom, to rule this protect this little kingdom. The king of Monaco, he had a little army, and that army was consisted of 60 men. So he had to take care of his bishop, those generals, ministers, courtiers and army men, who are 60 members in his army. And to pay them, to take care of them, he had a source of income, that is through tax. He used to collect tax from the citizens. That too, he had levied tax on or imposed tax on tobacco, wine and poll tax. Tobacco, wine and poll tax he had imposed on the citizens. And moreover, the king of Monaco, he was not able to manage with the source of income, that is the tax on tobacco, wine, spirit and poll tax. So he was hard pressed to find new source of income, because only with the tax which he used to collect from tobacco, wine, spirit and poll tax, he was not happy, or he was not able to take care of his courtiers, ministers, bishop and generals and his army, and about his rule, or he could have not taken care of himself too. So it was quite difficult for king to manage with the income which he was collecting from the citizens of Monaco. So he was hard pressed to find a new source of income. Thus he found a new source of, a special source of income, that is gaming houses. See, these gaming houses are nothing but where people could go and try their luck. Monopoly in a gaming house. So that Monaco had a monopoly in gaming house. In the entire Europe itself, the gaming house which was there in Monaco, it was the only one establishment in the entire Europe. So the people of Europe, they used to come to Monaco and try their luck in the gaming houses which were there in the Monaco. So now, but here in Monaco, the king, he was not ready to leave, or he was not ready to prohibit these gaming houses, but other European countries, example they have mentioned or they have referred, the Germans, they had prohibited or they had forbidden these gaming houses, because these gaming houses could harm their citizen. Now, the king of Monaco, he was, even though he knew that to these source of income which he had, these were unethical, it was important for him to collect tax from all these things. And the king, he knew that he was collecting the tax in an unethical way, or he had the source of income, the source of incomes were unethical. But king was helpless. King had to take care of his country or his state and his officials. He had to pay his officials as well as he had to take care of himself too. So now the king of Monaco, he was thinking about the gaming houses. See, when all other countries of Europe, they had prohibited or forbidden these gaming houses, this king of Monaco, he was not ready to shun or leave or close or prohibit or forbid these gaming houses, because it could give him part of money, or part of sum, we can say a sum of amount which that gaming housekeeper used to get. Part of that he used to give to the king. So now the king was getting the good money or good sum from the gaming house keeper. So the king of Monaco, he was happy and he could manage with all this, and he had no other source of income in the Monaco. Now the king of Monaco, he knew that he was collecting tax or the source of income which he had, all those were unethical. The king himself, he knew. But the thing was, even though he knew that, he was helpless. He had to collect tax from his civilians or citizens. So here he quotes a proverb, that is, you cannot earn stone palaces by honest labor. So here he tries to justify his act, that is about the running gaming houses in that Monaco. He knew that it was unethical way of collecting money, or it was unethical source of income, because the gaming houses, they could harm the life or they could harm the citizens, but king of Monaco, he was nowhere bothered about it. The king of Monaco, he was nowhere bothered about it. So he says that the one cannot earn a stone palace by honest labor. It means that if he was collecting tax, or if he had an honest source of income, he could have not managed properly with the officials or his state. That was the justification given by the king. So that was the proverb used by the king. The king himself, he knew that it was a dirty business, but he was helpless. So he used to collect some money. He used to collect money from his citizens in the form of tax on the tobacco, wine, spirit and poll tax. Moreover, he had those gaming houses which were quite harmful to the life of people. And with that he used to manage. So now we have to focus on another thing. Even though that country was a small one, tiny kingdom, what we call it, was small, little or tiny kingdom, the king himself, he had his coronation, his levees, receptions he used to have. He rewards and he sentences and pardons, and he also has his reviews, councils, laws and courts of justice, just like other kings, only all on a smaller scale. See, whereas other states or other kingdoms, they used to have all these in the large scale, the king of Monaco, as the state or country was little one or small one, he used to have his levies, rewards, sentences and his pardons, and he also has his reviews, councils, laws and courts of justice, just like kings. Means how other kings used to have, like that this kinglet used to have all these, but on the smaller scale. See, he had an army which is of 60 men only. So whatever the necessities were there, he had fulfilled, as it was a little tiny kingdom. But now in this condition, something happened there in the Monaco. Something happened there in the Monaco. That thing is the criminal, the criminal whom we are going to refer here, the criminal, he committed a murder. Moreover, here the writer, he speaks about he describes Monaco. It was a peaceable kingdom. He says the people of this kingdom, they are peaceable and peace loving kingdom it is, and no crime had happened before this murder there in Monaco. And moreover, whatever they used to have, they used to enjoy, they used to collect money and they used to collect taxes from the people. But there were no criminals and no crimes in the state. So the king was happy. But one fine day, unfortunately, a criminal committed a murder. As a king, he had to take care of this matter. That king, as a result, when that crime was committed by a criminal, he called his jurymen, minister, prosecutor, and who all were there in the judicial system. He called and convened a meeting, and they discussed the matter there in the meeting and condemned the criminal. They condemned the act of criminal, that is committing a murder. Okay, he had committed a murder. It was condemned in the meeting. So that criminal had to be punished. So they came to a conclusion to punish the criminal. So far, everything was good. The discussion went on, and they discussed the matter thoroughly, and it went on. Later, when that criminal had to be punished, okay, and that criminal had to be punished, they cleared the judgment or verdict, and they confirmed it. As they had come to a conclusion, everything was so good. So far, so good. Next, they submitted the sentence. The king uttered it and confirmed it. The king uttered it and confirmed it. The judgment or the verdict was, the fellow must be executed. So that king himself, he ordered to execute him. So that we can say a death penalty. So the punishment was death penalty. Okay, there was a problem. There was a problem. What was that problem? Let us see in the next class. Thank you.